Hello everybody, and welcome to episode 18 of Let's Play Republic the Revolution. This episode might just be a throwback, considering the fact that, now that we've moved on to Pugachev, we have to start from square one. It's a far larger town, and we need to start working immediately to set up our movement in the grassroots. As you can see, there's different groups here. We have the Red, Mafia, Organized Anarchy. At least we still have the Constantino cartel to compete with. Things could be worse. Now, we have multiple different objectives. We can have multiple different paths. We can either create a crime syndicate, build a business empire, or form a charitable trust. I personally think that we shall go with the charitable trust idea, since this way we will be able to keep our hands clean, which would be fantastic, considering the fact that all the other organizations and all the other groups around us are quite deep into some shit that we would rather not even discuss. I can just imagine organ trafficking, drug trafficking, murders, protection rackets and so on going on in this big town. And I do not want to become part of this. I want to dispel this crime wave that has engulfed the country. And so, I am going to begin to investigate. We're going to start establishing ourselves here at the Ratushkaya Fields, at the Laika Common, and the Vesnin Town. And from there we can advance even further. But first we're going to take over this corner of the city if we can. And so we'll start to investigate. It's afternoon, and now we can begin our work. So we're going to get Comrade Baturin, because it's just me and him now. We're going to get Baturin to preach the message of the NPRM once more. We've got to go out and go forth and multiply, because otherwise we won't last for too long in this town. Particularly poignant is the fact that we no longer have any childhood friends here to help us like we did back in Ekateri. This time around, we've got to do things ourselves. We've got to pull ourselves up by the bootstraps and get into action. At the very same time, we need to find some recruits that will use our wealth and force points, so that we can actually work at optimum efficiency. Since right now both me and Comrade Baturin both use the exact same points. Influence points. Which isn't necessarily a good thing. Now, we've gained some information. So the Constantino cartel is in charge of the town center, which is a good thing. Because on the other hand, we've also got the Mafia. We've got two different groups now, the cartel and the Mafia, competing against one another. And we've also got Mr. Nikanor Karpin, the editor. He can favor, he can frame, he can leaflet, pay off, and so on. Now that looks like somebody that I might just be willing to try and recruit into the movement. And perhaps that's what I'll do. We've got to get a swift start going here. And so we'll arrange a venue. Somewhere nice. A wine bar? I think so. But let's see what this Siberia place is. Traditional cuisine. Meat and game. Sounds good. However, first of all, seeing those stars and crescents there, it makes me think that it isn't a typically Novi Stranen place to have a meal. But as well as this, I think that the wine bar would be better due to its secrecy. Popular evening hangout, fine French and German wines with ethnic and folk music. Now that sounds like my kind of establishment. So we'll arrange this whole headhunting adventure right here, and we'll make sure not to forget it. We're going to set up our base of operations here. And from there we can expand forward. We're going to have to begin our fight against the anarchists. Not that I have any regrets. After all, we are staunch opponents of anarchy. Not starch, although we are as rigid as starch in our opposition to anarchy, no matter how organized it may be. We are a force for order. Popular order, revolutionary order, but order nonetheless. And that is what we shall bring to this town, to Pugachev. And nobody is going to stop us. Now, the rankings are in for today. We've already begun to strengthen ourselves. We have the highest average resolve in town, although our average level is quite low. Regardless, we are pushing up. Our main target will be to overtake the anarchists. And since we only have 2 members compared to the 4 and 5 other factions, I believe that we need to expand. It is crucial for us to expand. So we're going to contact this journalist and pray to God, hope to all that is holy that we can recruit him into the NPRM. If not, we're going to have to hunt for more people. And that's going to be a tedious process that will be tricky enough to sustain. I'm thankful at the very least that we have the constant flow of resources from our stronghold in Ekaterine. But this isn't Ekaterine anymore. This is a brave new world. We're strangers in a strange land. We're fish out of water, and we're going to have to get to know this place, for better or for worse. And this involves scouting, recruiting, and working, struggling hard, striving in the name of our revolution. Now I think I might speak a little less to allow you all to hear the wonderful music playing from the restaurant, from the wine bar. Now it's awfully Novi Stranen to have wine in the morning now, isn't it? Unfortunately, I'm unsure about my chances here, so we're going to try our best. Debil to you too. Now I haven't even paid attention to this guy's name yet. I just noticed that he was a journalist and decided to recruit him. So we'll see if we can get him in the mood. We'll see. It might be challenging, it might not, but we'll do our best. Nicanor Karpin, that's his name. Comrade Karpin would make a fine addition to our movements. However, I fear that it will be very challenging for us to recruit him. Now I am feeling a little doubtful. I doubt that we can triumph. We're going to lose right here, aren't we? I knew it. God damn it. Fuck off, Mr. Karpin, we don't need you. Goddamn suka. So Vilnov is telling me that the mayor himself of Pugachev has requested a crackdown on the NPRM. So we need to neutralize the threat. We need to find a contact and to investigate the city hall. Well, if that's what we have to do, that's what I shall do. If we have to play dirty to get things done, I am not afraid to do so. This much should be obvious by now. We are going to fight and fight without fear. We are going to resist the other movements, and we are going to obliterate them. And first things first, we're going to set up our base here in Ratushinaya or Ratushinskaya Fields, or whatever it's called. It's annoying that our logo here covers up the name of the place. But anyhow, we're going to gather some information, get some work done. Because the anarchists are making a move to take over the city hall, to take over the city center, and I don't like the look of it one bit. We need to strengthen our movement to consolidate it. We've got our backs to the wall here on the city's limits, and unfortunately we can't go out into the countryside to build a movement in the rural areas. In the meantime, we're coming under attack from the Mafia. These criminal elements aren't giving us a moment of respite, and it's truly irritating. And so we must resist. We must fight, and we must triumph. Now, there's Boris Churniaev. So he fought in the Grodnistan War, and he's a former Special Forces captain. However, that's not important. What I want to focus on is recruiting and expanding the movement. Now we could meet with Latif Ryabov, who sounds like a Central Asian, a warehouse owner who could help us create a business empire. However, I am far more interested in trying to recruit Mr. Churniaev. And that's what we'll do. We might not be successful, but we're going to give it a shot. He'd make a good addition to our movement, and hopefully he won't stab us in the back with his low resolve like Joseph Nassarov did. It'll also give us a very good avenue for us to spend our force points. Which is exactly what I think that we need to do, because right now we're relying almost entirely on influence points. And this does not bode well for the movement. And so we're going to meet with this man Cherniev. I feel as though his name is a typo, but I can't be sure. So now we'll meet with this Special Forces captain. Who knows, perhaps he could use his contacts to help us arrange a coup.
Kuzma, what's on there statement, sir?
What's clear here is that we are unknowns in this town. Perhaps I should have taken Filatov with me and left Baturin back in Ekaterin. But it's too late for that now. We've got to make do with what we have. And that's what I'm going to try. So we're going to have a meal with Mr. Cherniev. and we'll see whether he would enjoy the prospect of becoming a member of the Novi Stranen People's Revolutionary Movement.
Epozos met de kostrik mastage.
I really do hope that we can win this conversation. I've got to be confident. I've got to be as assured as I can, as self-assured as I can. I've got to build myself up here as we persuade Mr. Cherniev to join us. Now, I believe that this will be an easy victory, since he needs 71 points to win, while we only need 30. Now, we've already triumphed. Now it's only a matter of stopping him from gaining 55 points in the next round. Wait, his name is Churniev, not Cherniev. Well, it's good that we know that now, because, well, we haven't recruited him yet, but now we are about to. We're going to get Mr. Boris into our movement. We have triumphed. We have recruited him. Welcome to the NPRM, Boris Churniev, our dear first comrade in Pugachev. He shall certainly make a valuable contribution to our movement as it evolves, as it strengthens, as it grows. And if necessary, he'll be here to bully any enemies of our movement as well. Now let's present him with this tantalizing contract, which we printed and brought all the way from Ekaterine. He signed it far more swiftly than other people. He's clearly a man of business. Now, it's quite uncourteous of me to be dining with gloves on, or even to be shaking hands with gloves on. But he, being a military man, I doubt that he cares. We've done it. We've expanded our movement. We now have 3 members once more. We now have the necessary structure, the necessary framework for us to triumph. However, we've got to defend the Ratushinskaya fields. So we can now assault other characters. That sounds terrific. However, in the meantime, an all-out offensive has been launched by these bastards from the Mafia. We're going to start fighting against it. Now, first thing we're going to do is we're going to try and gain some power, some influence over these areas of Pugachev. We're going to send Churniev out, first of all, to recruit people, to help draft people into the Novi Stranen army, thus building us a party cell within the armed forces, and second of all, to gain us some support in the city center. Perhaps from there we can expand outwards, radiating our revolutionary light towards the people of the town. In the meantime, we're going to continue to take some action to expand the NPRM's area of operations. We're going to try and take Pugachev Central and displace the Solodov estate. Hopefully, Churniev will be able to guarantee our victory. Although first we need to investigate the city hall. The Mafia has all but kicked us out of Ratushinskaya fields. These filthy sons of bitches mean business. But so do I. I'm gonna give them some business if they want it, and it's going to be some business that they will regret. I'll give them business that they'll choke on. Mark my words, I will tear them apart. I will make their entire organization crumble to the ground. No matter how long it takes, no matter how hard we'll have to fight, I will vanquish all of my enemies. Each and every one of them. If needs be, I will get Chernyayev to launch an assault to beat up any Mafia members that we come across. Now we're continuing to take damage in Ratushinskaya fields. The Mafia is obviously trying to subdue us, but it won't work. Because we are determined. We are strong, we are powerful, we are the NPRM. And so we're going to launch an attack into the assassin precinct. And we're going to try and kick them out. However aggressive we might need to be, I don't care. We are going to take all the necessary action to guarantee our hold over this city. We're going to launch campaigns and all that is necessary for us to win. We will not surrender. We've got to do all that we can to resist. At this point we're in the defensive phase. We've got to stop ourselves from being overwhelmed by the filthy Mafia. We can't focus on fighting the anarchists or the cartel. We need to put all of our efforts into striking down the Mafia. Into showing our superiority in every tangible way. We will show our patriotism, and we will make ourselves heard. Our campaign shall be decisive, and we will clearly triumph eventually in Pugachev. However, we will leave that for the following episodes. If you're enjoying the series so far, do not forget to leave a like and a comment and to show your support, and to subscribe for a free leaflet from the NPRM. I have been the Nerd Gamer. Thank you very much for watching. I wish you all a good time until the next episode. Hopefully we won't have an especially stressful experience. And so, goodbye for today.